Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing great. I'm also doing good here. And before we start, I would like to introduce myself that my name is Rashmi Bes. I am not an immigration attorney or lawyer or legal authority to provide any kind of US related visas, neither H4 visa. Whatever I'm sharing is just coming out of my personal experience and uh, the experience from other H4 visa holders whom I met uh, throughout the 9 years of journey here. So I hope this will help you guys, and you are most welcome to comment on my videos, and I'll try to answer those questions from my end. So let's start. In the last video we discussed about the step 1. So the step 1 was basically you are taking decision to either go on H4 or not. You took decision to marry H1 applicant, and or if you are already married, you and your spouse decided if this is the right time to apply for H4 visa, and how to well plan in before entering United States. So now this is the step 2, and in the step 2 how I have defined is now you are ready with the decision that you want to come on H4 visa, and what are the list of document, what is the initial process to start with. I'll go a little fast in this video because there are 3-4 things I would like to mention before starting the actual stamping process and what are the list of document, right? So the first thing first is one more thing is H4 is not only for spouses but also for the non-married or unmarried children below 21 years of age. So for example, if someone is already married and they have kids from their home country, so they also can enter on H4 visa, but only they cannot apply for EAD, they cannot take benefit of EADs here. Only the spouse can have that work permit, not kids. So the children are allowed to enter, study, stay, but not really work. So that's the thing I wanted to clear up. Okay, let's start with the process of H4 application. So if you are already married to H1 applicant, make sure to have your marriage registered. If you have it handy, it's really good. If you have the marriage certificate with you, it's really good. If not, get it registered, because you will need a marriage certificate to prove that you guys are legally married. Okay, and H4 is only applicable for legally married spouses, not live-in relationship, no love affairs and all that. It's legal spouse, it's for legal spouse only. Now if you are already married, you will get it registered. If you are planning to get married to H1 applicant, make sure to go for the application at registrar office. Marriage registrar is available at the district place and municipal authorities. Get it registered under Government of India. Registered marriage is nothing but Government of India authorized, and it takes time. So make sure you plan ahead and get it registered either the same day of your ritual, you're doing the traditional marriage, or earlier, whatever you feel comfortable and your spouse feel comfortable about. Now you have the legal government authorized marriage certificate. Go to the passport office, get, if you don't have the last name changed to your husband's, make sure either change your last name or surname to your husband's last name, husband or wife, whatever you feel. It's available for both, I guess. And if it's not applicable for you because of not having common address proof, because you guys are newly married, what you can do, you can add spouse name on the last page. There is a third option below, father and mother spouse name, just get it added. So now your passport is ready, your marriage certificate is ready. Now I have put together some information here, what are the list of document and where to start the process, right? So once you have the marriage certificate now and the passport with your spouse name, let's jump on to the DS 160. So DS 160 is basically a form for application form for all the immigration process. It's available on USCIS website. You can search either on the Google, or I'll provide the link as well, URL in the description, where you can apply. DS 160 is really important. Make sure whatever information you put in is valid. You have proof. If ever they want you to prove it in front of immigration officers, make sure you have all the valid information added to it, so that it's not difficult for you that time, right? Not it should not be the cross questions coming up and you are arguing. Make sure you have valid information put in, not only yours but also your husband's. So make sure about it. So now you filled out the DS 160 form online. Once you fill out complete information about your traveling, past history, present history, education, everything they ask, it takes time. Sit together, take 2-3 days and get it completed. Once you filled out complete form, at the end the barcode will be generated. Make sure to download the form, save it, and have copy of that as well. You will need it on the interview day. You have DS 160 application. Okay, the second thing is, now it will open your option for getting the calendar of USCIS visa interview as well as for biometrics. So now what you need to do before that is, it will ask you, before even going on the calendar, it will ask you to pay the fee. Okay, now you have DS 160 that barcode generated form, right? Now it will ask you to pay that application fee. I think it's nearly in between somewhere $160 to $200. Make sure you pay the fee either by going to the banks. I think Axis Bank, Punjab National Bank is available. You can also pay online, and then you get the receipt out of it. Just save it for later. Not needed much, but save it in case needed at biometrics or the one-on-one visa interview that you will have with USCIS officials, right? Now you have fee paid, right? Now it will open up the calendar option, where you can find out the dates. If you are planning to travel as early as possible, make sure whatever dates you get, doesn't matter if biometric date is far from the actual interview date, whatever you get, just choose it. And it will be little traveling for you, whatever place you are. If you are in the city like Mumbai, Kolkata, you can just go there and have your appointment done. But if you're traveling from a small city to that location, to Mumbai or your state, USCIS location, it might be much work for you. But make sure whatever dates you get, just choose it, because there is a backlog going on nowadays, right? So now you chose the biometrics date. Now you chose the USCIS one-on-one interview stamping, I would not say stamping date, but interview date, right, at the US Embassy. So both locations are different, biometrics and the US Embassy. It's in Bandra. You'll get to know all this information on the USCIS page. And also once you fill out the form, I think you will get an email, as well as the information will be there on the DS 160 last page. So now you have the address, you have the DS 160, you have marriage certificate, you have passport, right? Now I will go through the list of documents which you will require when you go for one-on-one interview, as well as make sure you have them in when you go for the biometrics as well. If they are on the same day, it's like win-win situation for you. If not, make sure still to have it handy in case anything comes up at the last moment, right? Yeah, and make sure when you fill out the DS 160 form, have that credentials with you, that account. Whenever you go on the USCIS, you need to open an account or go for the application ID. Make sure it's handy, so that last minute changes you can do quickly and go do quickly and just submit it again. So yeah, that's another option. Let's go through the H4 visa document file, which will have a folder ready with you. So these are the list of document. One is filled DS 160 application form, valid passport with at least one blank page, two US visa photographs, dimensions you will find on the USCIS, or you can search on Google. Receipt proving payment of whatever amount you have paid, 160 to 200, changed I think last couple of years. That payment fee, whatever you have done. And then photocopy of the primary H visa holder visa. Okay, so when your spouse travel, make sure his visa you also carry that. So on passport there will be a visa page, make sure you have photocopy of it. Then have photocopy of your spouse or parents I-29 form. If it's a children who is below 21 years of age, he needs to provide I-29 form. Then other one is I-797 form, which is like nothing but an approval receipt which the primary applicant get once they have approved H1. So that's the one. Now a copy of your spouse or parent's passport with a clear identifiable photo. Whoever is the primary applicant, you need to have their passport with you with the clear picture. Now your spouse or parents letter of employment in the US. This is really important document. You need to have the client's letter or the employment letter, offer letter, whatever they receive from the primary applicant, receive from their employer. Now copies of your spouse or parents letter of previous work experience if he or she has worked earlier. Now recent pay stub, this is really important, the pay stub. Tax filing information, if I don't think it's much needed, these are more supporting documents, but yeah, I would say along with the pay stub, some bank document, a history of last 2 months of the bank I would say transaction, where it shows you have at least nearly 10,000 USD available in that, so that he or she is proving, the primary applicant is applicable, or he's he can just sponsor you for the travel expenses, and he is eligible to take that responsibility of H4, either wife or children, right? So that's why you need to show that. Then copies of your parents or spouse letters of previous, that's done. Now if you are the child of H type visa holder, submit the original birth certificate. So if you guys have a children, make sure you have the birth certificate ready. This process might also take time. If your children was born in the local small city or a town, make sure you have a birth certificate available. Now let's go back to the marriage certificate. If you guys are newlywed, I would say have the wedding photographs with you, where there are clear pictures or the videos available, wedding invitations, list of wedding guests, receipt of payment of wedding expenses, booking receipt. Why all these things is because so many earlier it has happened that people have proved marriages which were not real, and they just wanted to enter United States, and with wrong intention, and they proved it, and in the wrong way. So that's the reason USCIS now tries to make it with more criteria, that they might ask for any of the given documents. In my case, I think yes, they saw the photographs, so we had photographs even though the wedding was not a big event. But yeah, still I was ready, because my husband already told me that you need to have these documents ready. So I had invitation card and all those photographs as well, and they saw. Now if married only at the wedding registrar, you need to have this copy of your signed wedding registrar affidavit, picture of you and spouse signing the marriage certificate, picture of your witnesses and whoever was conducting the ceremony. So either priest or whoever the temple person, whoever is conducting your wedding, you should take pictures with them. I also had because we married through kind of Arya Samaj, we had that registered form from a temple, so we took pictures along with that certificate, so I presented that as well. So yeah, if you guys are already married, if you get it registered and you have common address proofs, I think it's not that much difficult. But still, if you can't present the photographs because you married like 20 years back, not to worry, just have the marriage certificate and whatever pictures you commonly took, like visiting some places and all, have them with your children, with your family, and present them. So I think these are the list of documents I already told you. I'll also put the link of place, this URL where I found list of document. You can find this on USCIS website as well. But yeah, and there is a lot more behind each of this document. It's completely upon their mood what they're going to ask you. They might ask you like detailed questions on this. I have been interviewed really closely because we both were from different place, like different states, and how we met, who was the initiator, who was the mediator. This kind of questions they ask me, and make sure not to get scared, not to tremble and all, because your confidence is must. Look into the eye. And another thing is like a comfort that H4 visa never get rejected. 99% you will get it approved unless you guys have any criminal background and something is really going wrong. And there are open cases on both sides in India and here, and that are not going legal way, right? That can impact this country. So definitely chances are there for rejection, but it's very less. And I'm sure like most of the people applying for H4 visa, they are coming through legal steps and they are having good background. So I hope you like the video, and I'm sure like you guys already know about this information, but this is more for the new people, like who will search across the YouTube that what should they do, what are the documents they need, who is there to help them, right? So just put the comment in comment section if you need, and I'm here to help you. Thank you so much guys, have a good one, bye.